So, welcome back to another episode of Lock It or Leave It. Great night last night. The Knowles beat Penn by 35. We waxed them. But for today, we're switching sports and going to FSU baseball with one of the best prospects in the nation for pitching in college. We have Parker Messick. When we get back, you'll be hearing from him, man. He's a stud. All right, so we are back, and let's just introduce everybody first. I'm your host, Jay, and joining me as usual is my co-host, Cam. Cam, tell me about that spread yesterday.
What's up, bro? It literally feels like Friday. I will just great game last night. Great win from the Knowles. 19 and a half was never a doubt. They crushed it the whole time. Should have put way more money on that game, but it's all good. We're rolling into next week. Big game this weekend. Let's get into this episode.
Yeah, it seems like whenever we look at the fucking fat FSU spread, it's like 17, 18, 19, sometimes 22, and we're like, should we bet it? Should we bet it? And then 5 minutes left in the second half, we're just like, why didn't we put the entire mortgage on this? Every
Right.
single time that happens, every time. So I'm gonna pass it on to my other co-host, Aaron. Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm still feeling the energy from last night. That was a lot of fun, man. It was great to see Malik ball out. Shout out to him. He played awesome. The transfers played great. Caleb, awesome. Um, Cameron was awesome too. Even the freshman got in there. Everyone just had a really good game. It was really solid to see. Shout out the Vipers playing good as well. My boy Isaac Spainhour with the bucket last night. I see you. Really excited to get into this episode and talk to Parker though.
Yeah, absolutely. Malik was absolutely bodying people on the offensive glass. In the first half, he already had like 8 boards. He went to the free throw line 4 different times. He was just abusing number 4 on Penn. Penn, if you're listening to this, you guys are a terrible school. Cam was telling you that the whole night. But last but not least, we're going to go to our special guest for today, Parker Messick. Parker, thanks for hopping on with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Parker, your senior year of high school, perfect game had you ranked as the number 12 left-handed pitcher in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
You led Plant City to a 30-2 record, the state championship over rival Strawberry Crest. So I was actually at the regional final game that year at Seminole.
Okay.
A bunch of homies that I grew up with that played for Seminole back in P County, and you
Mhm.
absolutely dominated that game. Threw
Yeah.
a one-hit shutout, got the W. So what was that amazing senior year run like to cap off your high school career?
Yeah, we weren't really expecting much. I mean, we hadn't our school, Plant City High School, has never even won a district championship up until that point. So, I mean, it was just another, going through another year trying to enjoy the last year of high school, and ended up, kind of leading the team into 30-2 season. We just kind of took it one game at a time, and we're really just having fun with it, and ended up kind of breezing through playoffs and got to state and ended up winning the semifinal game like 8-0 or something, and then ended up getting a ring on her finger the very next day. Instead I got to miss graduation, didn't have to do the whole cap and gown walk because it ended up being the same day. But I'll take a state championship ring over a cap and gown walk every day.
I mean, I'm assuming you made the Trop game as well, so it kind of sucks you had to miss that, but
No, I did. I
I
did
de-
end up playing with. I played in it the very next week. It was like
really. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, because I played it in my senior year, and we almost went to states. We were in the regional finals. I played at Indian Rocks Christian,
Okay.
and if we would have won, gone to states, I would have missed it, but we lost, so
Yeah.
not too bad. Got to play in the Trop. It was pretty cool. Good experience.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, Aaron got to walk though at graduation, unfortunately, because he's just. So 2 seasons ago, in typical UF fashion, all their social media accounts were shitting on us because they were currently ranked number 1, but we were on those easy money sniper vibes, as my boy KD likes to do. You helped end our 11-game losing streak against them, pitching the final 3 innings and only allowing 2 hits and 7 strikeouts. What was the locker room like after that win, and how do you think it influenced the rest of the season?
The bus ride was absolutely crazy all the way back to Gainesville. It was a very fun bus ride to be a part of. Even our coaches were kind of dancing to the music we had in there. Everybody was kind of losing their mind. It was a really cool feeling, especially as a freshman, to be the last pitcher that ever threw on that mound. And to get a win against Florida is always fun. So it was a really good time, and I can't even remember how fun that bus ride was. It was a really good time.
What was the soundtrack like on the bus ride back? Who was on aux?
Meat actually requests a lot of songs. He goes throwback like old rock and stuff. So, we kind of jammed to whatever.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it somewhat clean on the bus, but after a win like that, they don't really care too much. They kind of let us have our fun.
Right.
Yeah, so we had Matt Nelson on the pod, who kind of a long time ago now, but we actually saw him at Township last weekend, which was kind of cool to see. Shout out to Matt. And we asked him this question, but I want to hear a pitcher's perspective. For a batter, we said, do you feel like at times you can get hot like basketball players where they feel like the hoop is the size of the ocean? Anything I put up is going in. And Matt said the same thing when he's batting. He thinks if he feels hot, he just is really confident in his swing. He has no fear at the plate. Is there the same thing for pitching? Also, where sometimes they're just throwing cheese and you know it's unhittable, and you're like, no one can stop me right now.
Yeah, there's definitely a time on the mound when you're in a groove. It's less streaky as a hitter. Pitchers is more of, you can have a good inning within one game, but then the very next inning can be different. But you can definitely get hot one inning, and even a full game or straining games. And sometimes it's you don't really know when it's going to come and go, but all your stuff can be just absolutely electric, and everything you're throwing, it seems like people are swinging, missing, and it's all in the zone. And then other times it'll be the opposite. But yeah, you can definitely get a little hot streak and get in groove.
Is there a game that you recall that you could talk us through a little bit where maybe you felt that mindset where you were in an inning, a particular inning, just like, whoa, like I'm on top of my shit right now?
Yeah, so I would say week 3, I started off the season 0-2. That we had our first 2, weekend losses, and we're just like talking to the team. We're like, we really have to turn the season around. So opening night, Virginia came to us. It was week 3. I think I threw 8 innings, like no runs, no walks, like 11 strikeouts, some like 3 hits, something pretty crazy. Ended up winning ACC pitcher of the week that week, and that whole game, it just felt like anything I threw, they weren't really getting a hold of. I think I gave up like 3 hits, but other than that, it was pretty much lights out. And that was one of the most fun games I've ever thrown in, and that was definitely one of the little hot streaks that I wish I could stay in the rest of this season.
Yeah, so staying on last season, you were named ACC Pitcher and Freshman of the Year, becoming the second player in ACC history to earn both of those freshman honors. And that stat is dope. But one of my best or favorite stats that you did was against Notre Dame when you earned your 6th win against the number 2 team, making FSU the only team to win a regular season series against the Fighting Irish that year. Could you talk about maybe that game? Because they eventually went to the Super Regionals. So how did it boost morale knowing that we could beat a team at that caliber?
Yeah, so we went to their place up in Notre Dame, and it was probably 30 something degrees, windy. My hat actually blew off on the mound during that game. It was that windy. It was ridiculous. The whole team's, we're all from Florida, or most of us at least from, we're used to it being hot during baseball season. So literally there's like very little energy in the dugout. Everybody's all bundled up like with hand warmers and huge jackets, freezing cold. And Notre Dame's out there basically in short sleeve, not even in like bundled up in anything. And we didn't really know what to expect, and we just kind of came out there and put it on them. I mean, it was a hard fought game. They actually scored first, I think, and then I ended up throwing 6 or 7 scoreless. And we got I think a big home run from Elijah Cabell late in the game, and that pretty much won us the game on Friday. Had a good battle Saturday. They won it Saturday, and then for game 3 on Sunday, we took it to them. I remember it being pretty bad. So once we finished off that series win, and we were about to, it was kind of late in the season at that point, and we were about to go into the playoffs. We felt pretty confident. When you beat a team that hasn't been beaten in a weekend series yet, that pretty much gives you the most confidence you can get out of a season, especially late in the season when they were that hot. So it definitely boosts us going into ACC tournament and playoffs.
Parker, you're a good pitcher. Everyone knows that. But you're also in the FSU history books for some of your batting feats. So your first career plate appearance was an Oppo Taco nuke against VT with the first Nolta homer in their first at bat since 2018. You also won the John Olerud two-way Player of the Week award that week. Kept your hot hitting going against UF in Miami. So what was it like in that at bat? What was the dugout's reaction to your home run and just the whole
it
week?
was probably the most that they celebrated, the rest of the year. It was so unexpected. I didn't even know I was going to be in the lineup that weekend. I had just started hitting BP like maybe a few days before that weekend. I hadn't picked up a bat since senior year of high school. So, just that whole scenario was kind of a shock. And then had like an 8 pitch at bat, my first at bat. I didn't know what I was doing up there. I was literally just trying to pull the ball and hit it out, but it ended up being a backside bomb. And, I was sprinting around the bases. I've never had, so many people slap my helmet and like, screaming in my ear, but that was probably the most electric feeling I've had. And then I just tried to carry it into, the next couple weekends, but it showed throughout the rest of the year that I was not meant to be a hitter and that I was meant to stick to pitching because of the average steady dropped. I was riding on a high, hitting about like 700 for a couple of weekends, and then all of a sudden it started dipping down, and I just kind of stuck to pitching at that point.
Damn, I wish I could play baseball, bro. I just want to hit a home run. I feel like that'd be like the best feeling like ever.
It's hard, but I got lucky. It was a great feeling. I was riding on the high that pretty much that whole plane ride back.
Yeah, so this summer you played ball with the U.S. Collegiate national team, and we're seeing lots of young other players in sports win gold medals like Scotty Barnes and Chet Holmgren this summer. But what does it feel like to be around all of that talent, and does that help you progress as a player?
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun being around all those guys. It's the guys that we have to game plan for when we go play them at their place or when they come to us. They're the guys that we have to look out for and figure out the answer how to beat them and everything. So it was a lot of fun getting to go play with them and getting to learn all their little secrets and pitch scripts and even what the hitters think and what they're looking for from me when I'm on the mound. So it was definitely a cool experience, just to hang out with them and all the West Coast kids and kids from up north. You kind of get to learn people from all different backgrounds, how they look at the game and everything, and that was a really cool experience. And then just getting to compete and play with them was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so Aaron and I have a big disagreement, and I think this will get some good dialogue. So we'll take a break after this and then go to the lightning round and finish up. But before that, I want to just set the stage for this. I was born in the Bronx, New York, so I'm a big time Yankees fan, which means that any Astro fan is not allowed into my household. I don't fuck with the Astros, okay? Yep. Aaron and I vehemently disagree on this. Personally, I think that knowing what pitch is coming is more of an advantage than juicing steroids. Aaron thinks steroids is more an advantage than knowing what pitch is coming. So you as two pitchers, you're the tiebreaker in this scenario. You as a pitcher, would you rather someone who's juicing on the plate that you're about to throw to or someone who knows what pitch you're about to throw?
I would rather. So I've actually had this argument, a very similar argument. I would rather someone be juicing because if they're juicing, they still have to try and hit what I'm about to throw. If they know what I'm about to throw, like if a hitter guesses right on my pitch, chances are, they have a better chance of hitting it. If they're juicing, people say that, like Barry Bonds isn't supposed to be a Hall of Famer, isn't very good because of, he's juicing. He still had to, square up the pitch that he was going to hit, regardless of whether it was a curveball, changeup, slider, fastball, whatever, 100 mile an hour, 90. He had to time it up and still hit it. Now, it helped his power numbers a little bit. He was juicing, but personally, someone in the box can be as big as they want, but if they don't know what I'm throwing and I can mix up my stuff, they still got to figure out how to hit it. So, I'll go with you on this one.
Just Barry Bonds in Pittsburgh was a Hall of Famer, but that's a story for another day. I love Barry Bonds, my guy. But there's never shown a real difference when the Astros had the whole the garbage can scandal. Their home and road splits were the same as the year before and the year after and the year after and the year after. So they haven't really proved that it actually helped them at all. Whereas steroids, on the other hand, I mean, you got Luis Gonzalez in 01 going from like 15 homers a year to 57 out of nowhere. Nice. So I think the steroids, they give you a bigger advantage. The garbage cans, we don't really know if that actually helped them or not.
It definitely gives you a bigger advantage with power, but average, as far as like getting a hit off me, I'd rather you be juiced up than know what I'm throwing you and where.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the Astros actually get back to the World Series, so maybe, whatever they're doing is just all the talent that they have on their team. But we're going to take a quick break, and then once we get back, we're going to do this lightning round with Parker. He'll love this, and we'll wrap this up.
Welcome back to the lightning round. The Lightning are not doing so hot lately. Got to give you guys a little update. They've been a bunch of overtime losses, and it just sucks because we're up every time, and we can't close the deal. We go to overtime and lose, but
they're not winning the cup this year.
Yes, we are. We'll get back on track
this year.
So, Parker, I know you're a Plant City guy, so I got to ask, Strawberry Festival or Gasparilla?
Oh, definitely Strawberry Festival. I've been to every
No way.
I've been to every concert they have. I know all the people there. I get a lot of free food, well, I wouldn't say free food, but they'll give me some, I get some deals in there just from being from Plant City, being a native. So it's a lot of fun when I go to the Strawberry Festival. I never get to go to Gasparilla because I'm always playing baseball. So
Cam,
You,
state your
so you've never
case.
been to Gasparilla.
I've been once, but I like the Strawberry Festival so much better.
All right, fair enough.
So my question is Bucks or Bolts? Which team do you root for more?
I have been a diehard Bucks and Bolts fan since I was a little
Every
kid.
time.
So,
Take them both.
yeah, every game that's on, I watch both. Same thing with the Rays.
About the
You-
Rowdies.
The
I
Rowdies?
haven't seen a game, but I'll root for them. Anything Tampa, I'll root for.
Facts.
All right. So what's your score prediction for the Miami FSU game this weekend?
I don't know. I'm gonna go 35-27 Knowles.
Oh yeah, all right.
27
Oh,
goals.
spear.
We'll take it. And that will be a perfect cap to wrap off this interview. So let's start these sign-offs. Aaron, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Always love being on here. Parker, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to a big weekend here in Tallahassee. There's going to be a lot of Miami fans up. A lot of my friends from Miami are coming up. So if you see me out, hit me up. Let's have a good time, man.
Sounds
Go
good.
Knowles.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we will be boozing. Your boy had the birthday on Monday, so we're going to be boozing. And yeah, just the basketball season too, man. Everyone pull up because it was loud, but we can get more fans in there. And please, if you saw anybody in a Kiss costume, it was your boy, right front and center. You may have seen it. Just hit me up next time you see it. We went to Dirt and I had the costume on. It was great. But Cam, thanks for coming on, man. How are you?
Oh yeah, it was great. Last night was so fun. I probably had like 50 people text me and be like, "Oh, I can see you on TV. You're like, you've been on the Jumbotron like 30 times." Like, it was like, yeah, electric atmosphere. Thank you again, Parker, for coming on. Glad we could finally get down and do this. And Jay, no more low-key weekend. We're not having that.
Yeah.
Jay was, don't let him lie to you people. Jay said he was gonna have a low-key weekend. So we're
Jay
gonna
said he's
call him
locked
out right
himself in
here
his room.
now. No low-key weekend.
Jay said he's locked
Yeah.
himself in his room. I'm about to climb up the balcony, unlock it, and physically drag him out to College Town this
We
weekend.
need a clarification.
That's
Yo.
what it'll take.
I need one of these weeks to detox, or my liver's gonna be transplanted in about
Hey,
5+ years.
How about you have a detox when we don't have a home rivalry?
It's the last
Like,
home
that's-
game, bro.
yeah.
All right.
It's the
Peer
last
pressure's a
home
hell of a
game.
drug. Peer pressure's a hell of a drug. We're gonna
Goddamn
go to
right.
our last sign off. Parker, Messick, thanks for coming on, man. It was a great interview.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me. It was a lot of fun.
So with that being said, man, keep pulling up to these basketball games. Show the baseball team some support. FSU women's soccer Friday at 6 p.m. First NCAA tournament game that we are hosting against South Alabama. Be there. We'll be there. You'll hear us. But until then, we will catch you guys. Peace. It's the weekend.